Thank you for staying tuned to Breakfast Weekend. Remember, you can join the conversation at any point in time through our social media pages on Twitter, Africa IATV, Facebook, IATV Africa. Just make sure you use the hashtag Breakfast Weekend. Now to our business. If you've been following Breakfast Weekend for the past few Saturdays now, you know that we've been having a series on which we are talking about how to tackle unemployment. Because we've seen the situation in the country, the number of unemployed keeps growing and growing, especially amongst our youth, and crime rate keeps increasing. And all the careers that we have seems overpopulated. We run the risk of having a lot of people providing services, providing goods, and with nobody as consumer, which is why we've brought about various career options that people are not going into so much, that is not as populated as the other aspects that and the ones that we know now. And for this segment of Breakfast Weekend, we'll be talking about how to tackle unemployment through publishing. Yes, you're thinking publishing, is that not having some words on a paper, printing it out and all that? Trust me, you are wrong. We'll be discussing that with the publisher. His name is Wuraola. Thank you for coming on the program.
Yeah, good morning.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
First of all, I would like you to tell us exactly what publishing is, what it entails.
Yeah, thank you. Good morning, viewers. I don't really want to go into the jargons, the theory of it. Okay. So let me just say publishing is the detailed part of printing, so to say.
That's still jargon to some of us.
It's big, yeah.
It's complicated.
Yeah.
What do you mean exactly by the detailed part of?
Yes. Now we have the general knowledge of printing. We print flyers, we print handbills, we print billboards, we print souvenirs and all of this. But publishing is more detailed.
How?
Because just A in a book can destroy your work. So you need to be more. I won't want to use the word being meticulous. That might really not fit what I want to explain. So
a publisher is not a printer, is he?
It's a printer. You print what you publishing is a form of printing.
Is there a difference? What's the difference?
Yeah, basically it's just grammar. It's just grammar, basically.
So you can call for instance, you can call you a printer.
Yes, you
instead
can call,
of a publisher.
yes, you can call me a printer, but there's a line in between. Publishing is more about bringing into documentations, probably history, events. We have different form of publishing, starting from what is it called, the ancient world of publishing, to the personal publishing, to the modern publishing. We're not really going to that might not really solve the employment problem we're trying to look at now. Okay. But publishing is a form of printing that you have to be more detailed. This will more publishing or bringing into details of event. Now, for example, printing, if you have wedding, you print your flyers, you print your souvenirs. They're on the surface. Okay. Just for event, probably just for a Saturday and you are gone. But publishing is something that could be kept in an archive.
So we're dealing with authors here as a publisher.
Yes.
Okay, so say a person wants to publish their book. Where exactly does the publisher come in? Is it just about the printing of it, or are they going to edit the work together? Where does the work of the publisher start when the author is ready to print their book?
Okay, I think let me address it from this angle, from your work. Okay. Now, anybody can go on the streets.
Yes.
See, for peradventure, a crime incident.
Sure.
We call it. Put it on social media. But when you will know, that will be different.
Sure.
Now, you have your language. Like I do tell people, design is a language. You really need to understand. It's not about bringing blue, yellow, purple together. It's a language. You have to strike a balance, because you are creating an identity. What publishing represents, when you read a novel, you are not there, but from your heart, you are seeing the pictures. So you have to be an expert to understand how you convert letterings into images in people's hearts.
But is that not what the author does? Is it not the author who creates that picture in the minds of the reader?
Yes, the author writes out his own imagination.
Okay.
Everybody could have an idea. Everybody wants to be a television station. Everybody wants to be a comedian. But there's a way you go through it. So for you to be a successful author, of course there are authors that are published, of course, the rate of the economy now has done virtually everybody. So I heard when you were talking about police. Now everybody is doing everybody's job. Everybody wants to be involved. But for you to have a sane outcome of any job, there are processes. You need to be sincere to yourself. Now, I've been working on a project personally for like 2 years. Okay. Not just a line down. It's not that I can't just write. I need to follow processes. I need to consult people. I know this is their feed. I can't be the photographer in this studio, be the cinematographer, be the editor. It's not possible you can't work that way. So it's not enough for an author to have an idea of what he's writing. It's just like when someone runs into your studio, gives you a script, you have to sit on it. You have your language. You have, I think in, what is it called in JAMB, we call some words registered, if I can remember. So every organization has a registered pattern, how they do what they do. So it's not just about having an idea that I think I can just sit down, I can think, I can write. It's good. Everybody can write film, but you don't direct all films you write. Even as a director, there are films you have to give. I think so person understand to direct epic films. This also direct so it has standards.
Are there characteristics that makes a person suitable to be a publisher, or anybody that is willing to learn can just become a publisher?
I think it's more of interest. It's not something you bring from heaven. It's interest. It's not a gift. Of course, creativity might be gift. Canvassing people might be gift, but it's interest. I studied biz admin. I didn't study anything related to mass com. So it's interest.
There's the place of people thinking, I don't want us to mention names now, that to be a publisher, it has to be a body, it has to be an organization. One person cannot be a publisher. I don't know where we all got that mindset from, but is it possible for one person to be a publisher, or do they have to be a part of an organization like all the well-known publishing houses we know?
Yes, logical. Probably let me say no again, because you see, in printing, let me now move into printing a bit to explain this now.
Okay.
Now, tackling unemployment through publishing, you are simply creating a job for like a chain of 5-6 persons. Okay. Like I said, you can't be in this studio, be the cinematographer, be the photographer, be all of this. We have stages.
Okay.
So, being a publisher, of course, as a body, you can conclude you're a publisher. Yes, this is what I do. But on the chain, on the job, you can't handle it alone. So that is why you see all these big firms, they call themselves publisher, and you have chains of organization in between, because some people write scripts, some people edit, you have the lithography, some people are on the machines, are on the impressions, some people on the finishing, a lot of departments.
I don't want you to give us a rough sketch like you just did. Tell us the levels that are involved, so that different people who know, the different qualifications they have can know where they can fit in that chain. Okay,
before that, I would like to say publishing is not really about what you study in school.
Okay.
It's not really about that. It's about passion, it's about interest, and it's about being detailed.
That's the only skill you need.
Basically, of course, you have to be literate.
Oh, okay.
Aside, you want to be an errand boy.
Basically, what level of education are we looking at?
We have successful publisher who has a secondary school.
So let's have that chain now. Let's have the different chains.
Yeah, taking the authors out now.
Yes.
Now, when it comes to production, now the author's face, the people that head it, that arrange now. Let's take that face out now. You can actually do that. After your publishing firm, probably you have your team that works on that. Okay. Now let's talk from the part of a publisher. It starts from the litho section. We have a lithography section. Okay. So people that works with plate and all of this. Then
lithography.
Yes. Okay. Let me put it in the formal way.
Okay.
We have pre-press, we have press, and we have post-press.
Oh yeah, let's look at pre-press. Because you're just trying to bamboozle us.
No, I think that is more formal, so that people that someone that just came from one state and at least you know that's not what I'm talking about. Right. We have now for pre-press.
Yes.
That is where we have all these authors. They come in, the writers, the scripts. Now we can handle them as part of the press outside the press. Okay. Now when it gets to the pre-press, now we have the lithography department.
Okay.
They handle the plates. I don't know if you understand plate. There's something we call plate. That's what we used to run impression.
Okay.
They do color separation, if it is one color, if it is spot, whatever. The lithography section handles that.
Okay.
So when that is done, they transfer it to the press.
Okay.
And of course, before getting to the press, there's a department that says paper.
Sure.
So of course, the paper has to be in press too. So those are standard before we get into the press. So when it's the press, we have machines, we have different forms of machines. Depends on the level of job you want to handle.
Okay.
So we have a machine that runs that is a press, where we have the official printing of everything we have to print. Then after that, it moves to the post press. That is where we have the finishing, the polar machine, which is generally known as a cutter. Then people that will the collating departments. Then there's a machine that folds now. It's been around for a while, but of course we still have people that fold. So we have the collating department, the finishing department, then the puller will perfect it, then you wrap and deliver. So basically we have three forms: the post-press, the pre-press, press, and post-press. So we have chain of people in that department.
Okay. As a publisher, you're supposed to be familiar with all that aspect, or just pick one, maybe kind of specialize and say that I'm going to get people to involve themselves in other parts.
Yeah, as a publisher, you have to know everything. Even if you are not involved, even if you are not the owner, you have to know everything. And for you to be a successful business person, you have to have an at least idea of everything you work with. Because when staffs will fail, you'll be left alone.
You know, we're talking about tackling unemployment with publishing now. Many businesses need a level of apprenticeship to start. Would a person who wants to go into this need to go through that process, or are there machines that are going to need to get? How much? How costly is it likely to be? What's that pre-apprenticeship period likely to be like?
Let me pick you from the back.
Okay.
Getting machines for publishing, they're expensive.
So how can somebody who is going in?
Yeah, that's why I said let me pick you from the back. We have a machine that runs to 35 million. We have a machine that runs to 100 million. We have 5 million. We have in categories.
Okay.
It's just like your studio camera. We have stages.
Yes.
Even on the same level, there are stages.
Stages, yes.
You understand?
Sure.
Now, that is the scary part. But the interesting part is you can be a publisher in this age without having a single machine.
So how would you do it?
All you need is, so far you have your upstairs intact.
Will you use your upstairs to publish?
Now, like I said in printing, we have, yes, I love that question. In printing is a community on its own. Now, to some extent, I tell people, even at work, people that makes money most in this job has no office. They only have contacts. They don't have office. So if you are able, if you are mobile, now not in terms of car now, not in terms of, if you are mentally mobile, if you have a goal, if you have what you are working towards, even without a single machine, you can be successful. Of course, you have to understand what capital is all about.
So the person has to work with other people.
Yes,
in this case.
There are organizations that don't even have a basic, probably what they publish themselves. Clients come, so get your jobs ready, get there, give it to them. They produce your job, you prepare your job, and you deliver.
So apprenticeship, I'm sorry, Wura, the apprenticeship part, do you need to learn this?
You have to learn. It's not about theory. You don't read on YouTube.
How long would it take to go through that process?
Well, it's possible it takes forever, because we learn per day. But the truth is, if you are smart, within 6 months, even if not on the bigger scale, you can start making few money to yourself.
And you were mentioning YouTube. Can a person rely only on YouTube videos and other information you get online, or you have to be more hands-on, physical training?
That's why I said it's not about theory. YouTube won't help you. The literary printing, the souvenir, you can still work a bit with you, but because mathematics in printing is more dangerous than calculus. Now, for example, cut 8, cut 10, I need 7 pages or so in thousands. You need to calculate the number of pages that are in a sheet, getting rim, as in it's confusing if you're not really sure what you are doing.
And YouTube will not teach you that.
No, they won't teach you that. It can even be confusing. It's more dangerous than calculus. That's the truth. Because as profitable as publishing is, it can run the whole family down in just a second.
Sure. There are organizations, I beg your pardon, associations that people need to belong to before you can properly say you are a part of something. I know that, for example, if you just know how to weave and you cannot find a job, you can just say, let me just open a shop. There are associations of hairdressers who would come and carry you that. You cannot do that. So say a person is thinking this is a good idea, maybe I can just quickly hustle and do this. Do you need to be a part of an association before you can do publishing full-time?
Yeah, I need to be careful about this so that I won't really bring down the image of publishing and association. But the truth is, to a large extent, you can be an independent person and you work fine.
Really?
Yeah, I don't really want to flog you beyond that. So I'll be careful.
You talked about profit earlier. Can the person who is looking to go into publishing, you have to understand that, okay, that person is probably not going to be operating at the level you are, because that person is new in the industry. Can that person still expect to make huge profits while starting up?
And what's the range? Because somebody who has 6 children at home and is considering this, the person who wants to work with costs, say, is it like 10K per week, per month, or is it like 5K?
Now my counsel for few people I've been able to come across in business, and I have to mentor as men when you're coming into business.
Okay.
First of all, take aside your profit margin. Because the truth is, the system, the country is frustrating for business persons. It's totally frustrating. That's the truth. It's not possible that we are not earning much that people that get salary. But expenses are, now, for example, with all sense of humility, I want over 60,000 on fuel for car in a month. If I'm not traveling.
Just within Ibadan?
Within Ibadan. An average of 2,000 per day. And there was a time I was confused, but from others, it's almost the same. Aside if you are just sitting in the office. And the problem is now, sitting in the office will not work. Everybody wants to be on the go. So if you are coming with the motive of how to make every money this nation has been my ancestors this year, yeah, it might not really work. But the truth is, if you are on it, you can make as much as possible margin. I call profit now, margins per day. But if you are coming with because of your responsibility, it might really bring you down. Because printing is sensitive. If you try to jump a step to cover up some funds, it might go the other way around.
Getting clients, is it something that you foresee would be easy for someone that is starting up? How do you think a person can go about getting clients?
Yeah, I see getting clients as difficult as getting job in this nation.
That's very difficult.
Yeah. Just because, in fact, getting job is a bit easier than getting clients. Now you want to work for me, I'm paying you at the end of 30, 31 or 29 days. Now I've seen what you are doing, but getting clients, you have to convince. It's like establishing a church. You have to convince me that I have to give you my money. It's not easy for me to dip my hands. It's an hard-earned money and give it to you. Go and do one publication, go and do one printing for me. So I feel it's more difficult than even getting jobs. So it's not easy, that's the truth. But as difficult as it is, we are surviving. If you have your standard, if you have what you are pushing, if one fails to work, the other one will work, and if this one works well, it's going to convince the other person, and before you know it, you have 1, 2, 3 clients, and you grow.
So apart from cost, the cost of running the business, apart from the challenges in getting clients, what other challenges would the person face in publishing?
Yeah, the world is evolving day by day.
Yeah.
You have to be on your toes. I also tell people, if you are not careful, printing will go out of circulation. But of course, few of us will stay with them, because few of us, we are trying to change the coin, moving from the usual to the other side of printing, now publications. So if you are not on your toe before you know it, you just be at that spot and the wind of time will blow you over. So that's my opinion.
So the person has to keep reinventing themselves.
You have to be on your toes. You have to talk to people. There are jobs I still talk to people.
So it means a shy person really cannot do this, can they?
You can.
Because remember that a shy person cannot face people and just be talking.
Yes. I guess a shy person will get married one day. That courage.
What if it's the woman that toasted the man?
Well, maybe you have to wait for your clients to come around. You understand? Of course, association really matters. I know you, I know this person. Okay, you want to do this? Okay, talk to this person. I can vouch for this job. And the truth is, most of the best job comes to referrals. I did a job for someone in 2016 and thereabouts. I tell people that's still my best job. It's not about the money. I never saw that guy till we speak. Saw a job I did in 2014. Called the line in 2016. Instead of going, so okay, this person that knows, let me just call. Just after the job I discovered, this guy goes to job every day on plane. I was like, oh my God, I didn't charge him well. You understand? Till today, we didn't see.
But he has been referring you to other people.
He has been a fantastic person.
Wow.
I know a publisher, now this is just me being curious. I know a publisher that says something like, okay, people are always coming to him with emergency work. Some will come with like 300 pages of work and say, okay, within a day, 2 days, I need you to help me publish it, do whatever you have to do and bring it out and all that. Now I want to know, is this synonymous to all publishers, or is it just that person that needs to go and check himself?
I think it's synonymous to all clients.
Oh.
I won't really want to say it's a publisher's problem. You bought your job late. It's not the publisher's business. It's synonymous to our clients. We always have all this fire brigade approach of it's Saturday, it's Kinekan, please, oh, blah, 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 you understand. And probably it's synonymous to donation. I should put it that way. That's a good approach.
In such cases, should the publisher say, okay, no, I can't do this, or try, or something? What would you advise?
Depends on his strength. If you are sure you can't, please, let me use your Wuraola basis sake, don't try it.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
It's a good way.
Okay. Thank you very much for coming on the show. I'm sure that people who are considering, options to help them get rid of the no job syndrome in the land would consider this option.
It's a big field and you can make money. Yes,
Right. We're speaking with Mr. Wuraola, who is a publisher. Of course, we've been discussing tackling unemployment using the publishing option.